Welcome to High Floor Fantasy. I'm Chad, and these are the top 10 tight ends for Week 6. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, Travis Kelsey. Man, I got to get some new thumbnails. I'm just making different pictures of Travis Kelsey every week. It's been the same, man. It's always Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelsey. You know, let's let somebody else have a go. You know what I mean? He comes in at number 26 overall in consistency, and that's in the yellow. He found his floor in Week 4, and he found his ceiling in Week 1. I don't really have a lot to talk about with Kelsey. He is dealing with some kind of a wrist injury, but and he missed some series in the last game, but he's locked in as the number 1 overall probably for quite some time. Excuse me. Okay, number 2, Mark Andrews from Baltimore. He comes in at number 37 in consistency. That is red. He is the least consistent out of all the tight ends I tracked this week. He found his floor in Week 1. He found his ceiling in Week 5. Now, his ceiling is the highest among all of tight ends that I track. So that's why this consistency is so good. His floor is not even 6 fantasy points, and his ceiling is over 41. So that's one of those situations where the highs are high enough to keep the average and the total up there to keep him in the top. He doesn't have a lot of issues either. Perhaps a game script thing. He's not touchdown dependent, which is a good thing. And so he's a number 1 tight end all day. Number 3, Darren Waller comes in at number 24 in consistency. That is yellow. He found his floor in Week 5. He found his ceiling in Week 1. His what we're looking at with him is the targets and the receptions. His numbers aren't as high as you would like to see for this quality of a tight end. He's very efficient with his catch percentage. He just needs the ball more. Okay, number 4. This is the sob story, man. Dawson Knox for Buffalo. I just traded for him too. I've had him I think for 2 weeks now. He comes in at number 24 in consistency, which is in the yellow. He found his floor in Week 5 and his ceiling in Week 1. He's out for a few weeks now, just a few weeks in quotes, with a broken hand. And like I say, I just traded for him, so he's going to be falling out of the list here over the next couple weeks until he gets this injury dealt with. Man, it's the pain, the agony of defeat. Okay, number 5, Dalton Schultz. He comes in at number 29 overall in consistency, which is orange. He found his floor in Week 2, and he found his ceiling in Week 3. The only real issue he had was Blake Jarwin poaching him for that 1 touchdown. He's the number 1 in Dallas. If you got him, you're starting him. Okay, number 6, TJ Hawkinson. Can't say it enough. I was high on him, and I went early in several leagues to get him, or at least 2 or 3. He comes in at number 33 overall in consistency. That is orange. He found his floor in Week 3. His ceiling he found in Week 1. Okay, his issues are just the overall team is just not that good. He's got some kind of a nagging knee injury, but if he can get through a week of practice, which he's likely to, it hasn't been a big issue for him. He's a low-end kind of tight end 1 against the LA Rams. All right, turning the page here. Number 7, this is a guy I got late, and I'm very happy that I got him late. Noah Fant comes in at 31 overall in consistency. I'm updating some things on Patreon. I'll tell you more about that probably in another video closer to the weekend. Noah Fant found his floor in Week 3. He found his ceiling in Week 6. He's got some kind of a foot injury, but he did a full practice on Wednesday. So he's going to be kind of game script dependent this week. Denver may not have to pass much against Cleveland, but he is one of Bridgewater's top targets. So you got him for a song in your draft, and you're starting him. Okay, number 8, Hunter Henry. He is coming in at 16 overall in consistency, which is in the green. He's a double green guy. He found his floor in Week 1 and his ceiling in Week You know what? I didn't write that down. I'm incomplete on my information there. My apologies. I'm cautious with him. He's had a touchdown in 3 of the last 3 games. He only had 2 targets in the last game, and one of them was that touchdown. So that's not enough, action to support a top 10 tight end. Those numbers are going to have to come way up before I'm going to get on board with Hunter Henry. Okay, number 9, Mike Gosicki. He came in at 30 overall, which is orange in consistency. He found his floor in week 1, which was a goose egg, and then he found his ceiling in week 6. So what he's kind of dependent on is the receiver situation. He's stepped up his game because Miami's missing multiple receivers. Nobody's healthy. If they get healthy, Gosicki's target share goes down. So I'm not crazy about Miami, but I guess you just kind of have to ride the wave until everything gets sorted in Miami, and if they get those receivers coming back. Okay, number 10, Jared Cook. He's a Gamecock like me. I'm in Charleston, man, but I went to USC. I went to the USC. South Carolina was a state, we had a university before California was a state, I believe. So, yeah, we're the USC. So I'm a fledgling, lonely YouTuber, and he's a tight end in the NFL. You got to weigh that out. He comes in at number 20 overall in consistency. That is yellow. He found his floor in week 5. He found his ceiling in week 4. Okay, his production is a bit fluky, for him to be in the top 10. He's basically the number 4 target overall on the team, and he is somewhat touchdown dependent. So I'm only starting him if he's, if it's the only option you got. I mean, if you just don't have anybody better. So that's going to do it for the top 10 tight ends coming out of week 6. Check me out on Patreon. You can go over there and support the channel for less than what some people spend in a day on coffee. So it's affordable. The PDFs are the thing. You get more audio and you get more video, but those floor rating PDFs, and I'm going to start making a little change. I'm going to start talking a little bit more about the consistency, or at least stopping with the standard deviation, because it's counterintuitive that lower is better. So I'm working on a new formula to get a little bit of a consistency rating as well. So that'll be happening over the next couple weeks. Hang out for a few more seconds, and you can click through to some more of my content. I really appreciate you. Thank you.